I met him at an investment seminar in downtown Dallas. He wore a fitted white shirt, a blue tie, and a smile that could melt the room. His name was Daniel Morgan. At least that's what he said. He claimed to be a financial advisor who used to work on Wall Street but had retired early to pursue financial freedom. Sounds dreamy, right? I was a high school teacher, 34, single, with a modest savings account. I'd never met anyone like him. Confident, funny, and seemingly attuned to me from the first moment. Within 3 weeks, he was taking me to dinners, concerts, and talking about the life we could build together. We even planned a trip to Italy. He made me feel special, important, loved. Then he started talking about money. Not directly. He mentioned a safe investment opportunity that was better than keeping money in the bank. A small fund managed by a friend, promising 15% annual returns. He said, "You don't have to put much in, just try a little first." I withdrew $10,000 from my 401k, just to try. He beamed when I handed him the check. "I knew you'd trust me," he said. 3 weeks later, he proposed, down on one knee with a small but sparkling diamond ring, right in the middle of dinner. I cried. I said yes. He hugged me tight and said, "From now on, no more secrets between us." I didn't know I was about to lose everything. After the engagement, Daniel said he wanted us to invest together, for our future. He encouraged me to roll over my entire 401k, over $80,000, into his friend's fund. The 15% return sounded too good to ignore, and I trusted him. He gave me an investment contract. Looked professional, complete with signatures and seals. Everything seemed legit. I had no reason to doubt. Then he told me to sell my car and move in with him to save on rent. "We're a team now, baby," he said. I moved into his apartment in Austin. Everything moved fast, but I was in love. Or so I thought. He started traveling more. Business trips to Florida, Chicago, and later Dubai. He said he was negotiating big investment deals and that we're about to be rich. Then things started to crack. I found a letter from the electric company with a shutoff notice. His credit card got declined at the grocery store. When I asked, he got angry. "Don't you trust me? I'm using the money to build our future." I asked to see the investment statements. He said his friend was keeping them secure for confidentiality reasons. I pushed, gently at first, then firmly. He shut down. Then came the calls late at night, him whispering on the balcony. He'd shut his laptop when I entered the room. Passwords were changed. Our joint account suddenly had a withdrawal of $5,000, with no explanation. One evening, I checked his drawer while he was in the shower. Inside were 3 different driver's licenses, all with different names. My heart dropped. Still, I didn't want to believe it. I wanted to believe I was wrong. Daniel vanished on a Monday morning. He said he was going to Houston for the day. Then, no calls, no texts. After 3 days, I reached out to friends. No one knew who Daniel was. I went to the bank, asked about the investment. There was no account under Daniel Morgan. No company with the name on the contract. Every document was fake. I went to the police. They shook their heads. "Your fiancé? No address? No registered ID? This'll be tough to investigate." I hired a private investigator. 3 weeks later, they found his real name, Robert Delaney, a seasoned con artist. He'd been reported in 3 other states for romance and financial scams. He changed identities constantly, never been caught. I collapsed when I heard the truth. The man I loved, the man I was going to marry, just a phantom, a predator. The PI dug further. Robert had a record stretching back 10 years. He had stolen nearly $1 million from women across the country. Each time the same, a fake profession, a fast romance, an investment scam. Then gone. The worst part? He had been engaged 3 other times before me. All women had reported him. None had seen justice. I gave my story to a journalist. A feature was published. Still, nothing. I lost over $90,000. No more 401k, no car, my credit ruined. I moved in with my mother, fell into deep depression. But I didn't give up. I started a blog to tell my story. Within 3 months, over 200 women from across America contacted me saying they'd met their own version of Daniel. Some lost even more. One lost her house, one nearly lost her life. I decided to act. I enrolled in law school, focusing on cybercrime and financial fraud. I co-founded a nonprofit called Love Is Not a Scam. We hosted workshops, trained victims, and partnered with the FBI to track similar scam networks. I became a spokesperson in national campaigns warning women about financial romance fraud. I gave speeches, traveled, stood in front of rooms full of victims and survivors and said, "You're not stupid. You're not weak. You were targeted." I testified at legislative hearings, advocating for stricter online fraud penalties and better protections for victims. Slowly, we were changing the system. I didn't get my money back, but I reclaimed my life. I became someone new, not just a survivor, but a fighter. 2 years passed. My life was full: law school, advocacy work, speaking engagements. But Robert Delaney's shadow still loomed over me. Then, one evening, I received an email from a woman named Claire in Pennsylvania. She had just gotten engaged to a man named David Monroe. She'd Googled one of his old email addresses and found my blog. Same smile, same profession, same investment pitch. I begged her not to confront him directly. She agreed. Working with a legal team and the FBI, we set up a sting operation. Claire played along while we monitored everything: emails, bank transfers, fake investment contracts. And finally, in a Marriott hotel outside Philadelphia, Robert Delaney, aka David Monroe, was arrested. The trial was brutal. He smirked through much of it. But the evidence was overwhelming. Over 30 victims testified. Claire and I sat side by side every day in court. When the verdict came, guilty on 27 counts of wire fraud and identity theft, I cried. Not just for me, for every woman he used. He was sentenced to 35 years without parole. I returned home, exhausted but full of purpose. That night, I lit a candle and placed it by my window. For closure, for justice, and for the girl I used to be. The one who believed in love without question. She's gone now, but in her place stands someone stronger. Me.